Hello everyone, welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. In today's video I'm going to show you one of the best shrimp foods there is, right? So this video is going to be a how to feed organic spinach to your fish, shrimp and snails. Alright guys, where do we start, right? So when you get organic spinach from the store or if you grow it yourself, this is the procedure that I do to make sure that it's the easiest way for me to feed it to my shrimp. And I do it this way as well guys because I want all the nutrients to stay as much as possible in the actual spinach leaves and not leach out into the water, right? So this is going to come all clear in a second. When you buy your spinach at the store, it can be either frozen or it can be fresh. What I suggest you do if it's fresh is get your bag of spinach and put it onto a tray and put it into your freezer, right? Because it's much easier to store like this if you do it that way. And then all you need to do is take what you want off the top after, or you can put it into a bag or whatever else. It's just much easier to store if you freeze it on the tray first and then put it into a bag instead of freezing the bag and then trying to separate it later. Does it make sense? So this is what you end up having, is something like this. So this is baby spinach in about 250 ml of water. And guys, the process that I do, I'll put up some macro footage as well, general footage actually. I'll put up some general footage of how I prep mine. So the way I do it is, I put my spinach into a container like this, and I put boiling hot water onto it, right? So boil the water, cover the spinach, and then you're going to place it into your microwave, if you have a microwave, and you're going to blast it basically for 30-second bursts, right? And this is basically on full power, right? So you want 30-second bursts on full power. So I think mine's in the video is like 1,000 watts or something. And each time it stops, you want to take the baby spinach out and you want to give it a little stir, and you want to make sure that it's being pushed under the water, right? Because when this water bubbles and boils up, all the spinach gets pushed to the top, right? So you want to keep on doing this, guys, until your spinach starts to sink, right? So for example, I think in this one it was like 3 or 4 bursts of 30-second microwave blasts at a time, and you can see now that this is all sunk, right? So if you don't do this, what will happen, right, is if you boil your water and stick the stuff in your microwave, just say for a minute, just say you just do it for 1 minute, and you don't make sure that it's sunk like this, when it comes to time to feed it to your shrimp in the tank, it will just float away. So you put it in the tank and it will just stay at the top and float away, right? So if you do it this way, where you make sure that it sinks with your burst, because guys, what is basically happening here is the gases inside the spinach leaves are being forced out through the boiling process. It's actually very visible. You can actually see it happening through, like on the stalks and stuff, all the little bubbles coming off as it's boiling. Baby spinach is absolutely amazing. It's a really good food. And you can see it here, right? And it's actually quite hard to cut like this because it's basically like a little ball of snot. What you're probably better doing is actually putting it in some water and then cutting it. But for the sake of the video, let's just cut this bit in half like this, because I think I put a decent amount in here. Now this water is still hot, so that's why I'm using these tongs. Oh, that is very hot. Alright, so I got myself some cold water there because I want to show you the sizes, because it's very hard to show you in the open like this. So you put your spinach in, and you just want to actually cut your leaf in half, right? So you might want to cut it in half before you put it in the water, something like this, right? And you can see the sizes, and then you can open it up even further like that, and then cut it again. It's like cutting little balls of snot. You might actually be better doing this, guys, when you are preparing it maybe. I never thought about that. But you can see it's not mega difficult, but when it's hot it just adds that little bit element of, yeah, watch your fingers kind of deal. Like this. So yeah, maybe for my tanks maybe half is fine because these bits are quite small. You see the size. But bits like this, bigger bits like that, as an example, let me put it in so you can see it when it's unfolded like that. This can go in with my bristlenose plecos as it is. So I think in my tanks, I maybe have about 3-4 tanks where there's actual fish. So we can put some of these bigger leaves just straight in as they are. Now, so let me go over to a tank and we'll start to put these in. You'll see how this works. Alright guys, let's put our spinach into our Neo Carolina tanks first. I'm going to put it into my bristlenose tanks here first, and with a bit of luck this will sink first time like this, and it does. So I think there's like 4 adult bristlenose plecos in here, and they will absolutely munch through this stuff. So put it in like this. If your spinach, if it still floats when you do this, sometimes you can get away with squeezing it or rolling it between your fingers and it will sink. But you can see here, I think mine was in total 2 minutes in the microwave, and you can see all mine is sinking. The only reason that you can see some of it going back up is because just the flow of the water that's in the tanks, right? So I'll put another one bit in because, as I said, there's 4, and I'll put some into my other tanks. This is a red cherry shrimp tank at the top. Alright, let's get this food into the tanks. And when I'm picking through this, if you do it this way, it's easy. You just grab a bit, shove it in. Alright guys, I broke out the macro camera. Let's have a look at the tanks and we'll see what we can see. Bristlenose plecos, there's a lot of shrimp in this tank. And yeah, this will be gone probably within like an hour or something. I think what we'll do is we'll actually change this tank over this tub like this. I think what we'll do guys is we're going to change this tub over to an actual tank. I actually can't see the spinach that I put in here. But you can see all the swordtails and the babies and the endlers. Yeah, it's very pretty. We've got some pure black line over here. They're still getting used to the tank. These are from my good friend Shrimp Mania. No deaths at all. But yeah, they're a little bit slow going, but this is a very new tank for them. And you know, the current or whatever else takes it away. So this is the Centigrade Super Crystal Reds. Looking good, aren't they? Let's see, it's the same with these ones here. These are my red boa constrictors. And they've taken the food away to the back. I'll press record anyway so you can see them. I can see that they've had babies in here. I'm seeing the odd little juvenile. That's good to see. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comment section below as well. Do you guys have an off season with your breeding? Because it's winter here, and yeah, it is. In general, the breeding has slowed down a lot. Galaxy fish bones. Yeah, my breeding has slowed down a lot, and my room temperature is probably about 20 degrees. But you can see that the shrimp love this stuff. Golden bees, looking absolutely gorgeous. So this is a food I in general don't feed enough of, guys. I find that if you feed this more often, you get more baby shrimp. So yeah, it's something I should be doing more of, probably like at least once a week, try and fit this in to the diet. These are boas, lower grade boas. Looking good. There's actually quite a lot of shrimp in this tank as well. All over the place. Little boas, looking good. Tank next door is another little boa tank. I'm actually trying to get these guys to breed with the shrimp that my friend Shrimp Mania Leon gave me as well. Looking good. Let me just check this one here, because yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Let's put this in because there's an awful lot of glare here. Let's see. You can probably see better with your eyes than I can see with my actual vision. Cherries, it looks like cherries. All munching away on it. Nom nom nom. Red fancy tigers. They're looking good as well. Quite a few babies there. You can see they've actually munched this down to almost nothing already. So every tank is different, guys, but try and go with the general rule of thumb of the thumb size. Yeah, I'm talking there, I didn't even press record. But aren't these absolutely gorgeous? Alright, cull tank. Look at that one there, that's not a cull. Look at that red, the crystal red there, that's not a cull. Oh my god, what blind bearded burglar has been culling these shrimp? Because these are not culls. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you see why I like to feed them spinach. I'll see you in the next one.